Hello Walpole, I'm Pete O'Farrell.
And I'm Jessica Kurgo. This is your September installment of Walpole News Today. Town officials were shocked by the release of an updated MBTA commuter rail train schedule that eliminates a key rush hour stop in Walpole. At a recent select board meeting, Director of the Commuter Rail, Michael Muller, said that the decision was made to reinstate a 12-month pilot program offering regular commuter rail service from South Station to Foxborough. The program was suspended back in 2020 with the implementation of the emergency COVID-19 commuter rail schedule and is now being reconsidered due to an uptick in ridership. After a discussion concerning the temporary program's potential economic impact, the Select Board and MBTA representatives agreed to future discussions and frequent updates throughout the duration of the pilot program. Commuter rail riders are encouraged to forward all actionable complaints or concerns to the MBTA's helpline at 617-222-3200.
There was no deliberate intent in any way disadvantage Walpole. It was not a reaction to reduced demand in Walpole, which, of course, again, we saw reduced demand in ridership across the entire commuter rail network for the last 2 years.
I'm thinking a way to get at this where you could serve many masters and really come up with a really best-in-class solution is to think about those improvements to both the safety improvements and the platform improvements, and think about how you could then build that whole station area such that you could actually introduce a stop in Walpole that's on the Foxborough line. We're showing real leadership here, and it seems to me as you'd want to hold us up as a model community for what you're trying to accomplish and say, hey, here's an example of what the T is willing to do. Look what we're doing in Walpole with Walpole.
The Walpole Police Department welcomed 2 new officers in early October, which makes the department just 1 officer shy of its authorized force of 48. Officer John McMillan and Sean Turpin were appointed before the Select Board on October 4th.
The police department is also continuing its search for a full-time mental health clinician, according to Chief Kelleher's quarterly report. The new position will be fully funded through a grant from the Massachusetts Department of Public Health for 2 years before the funding drops to 25%.
The grant has been fully funded by DPH. We're now in the hiring process to fill that position. We did have an individual come in for an interview in the end of July, and unfortunately that person decided to go another avenue. So we're still actively recruiting. Riverside is doing the hiring on that and screening out folks based on their skill set, but we are certainly involved in that to make sure we get the right people for that job.
The Fall Town Meeting is scheduled to take place at Walpole High School on Monday, October 17th at 7:30 p.m. All meeting materials, including the town warrant and meeting packet, can be found on the Town of Walpole's website. Live coverage and a recording of the meeting will be available on Walpole Media's YouTube channel.
The Norfolk County Board of Commissioners faces yet another level of inquiry into their plan to lease a county-owned piece of land on the Aggie school campus to Kearsarge Energy LLC for a solar construction project. During an open forum period, the Select Board was approached with concerns over what was described as a lack of responsiveness from county leaders. A public hearing on the proposal was held at the Aggie School on Monday, August 29th, where a majority of those in attendance expressed opposition to the planned solar construction project due to environmental and safety concerns. In the weeks following that hearing, the County Board upheld their pledge to release written responses to common questions raised. Ultimately, the Select Board voted to reach out to the Norfolk County Board of Commissioners, seeking an opportunity for a more straightforward dialogue about the planned construction project to better address community concerns.
For those that are in power to vote for this, seem extremely disengaged when we attend public hearings. It is strictly a one-side conversation. They don't, I understand the nature of public meetings, they don't answer questions. We ask or anything of that nature. When we ask them if such opportunity would be available, we are told that it's not necessary to have it. So, that makes it even more concerning, knowing that there is a vote that we are told will happen in 60 days from the last public meeting.
Let's get a letter off to the county commissioners, invite them in, give them the opportunity in a Walpole forum to address this, I think, very important question of getting the feedback, and doing the question and answer in an iterative fashion. And I'd also like to engage our state reps and our senator in that dialogue.
Effective November 1st, a new statewide mandate requires that both mattresses and textiles be kept out of the trash disposal so that they can be recycled or donated for reuse. According to a recent town notice, Walpole's Waste and Recycling Department is actively working with the town's hauling company to develop a mattress disposal program that is compliant with the updated regulations. The statement also reminds residents that the Bay State textile bins are located in the parking lots of all public schools in Walpole and the Norfolk Aggie. Residents are also encouraged to take advantage of the town's partnership with Big Brothers and Big Sister Foundation, which offers scheduled home pickups of gently used clothes, textiles, and household items.
The Economic Development Commission is planning a business forum networking event with the Walpole Chamber of Commerce and the local nonprofit Destination Downtown. Penciled in for November 3rd at 7 a.m., the event will feature speakers on topics such as economic development and human resources. Chamber Membership Director Harry Brusades also hopes to provide attending business owners with an opportunity for one-on-one conversations with various department heads. More information about the forum is expected to be released once the venue is confirmed.
Enrollment in the Walpole Extended Day School program has returned to pre-COVID levels as staff members work to bolster enrichment activities, according to an update from the program director, Devin Clifford. Overseen by the Department of Early Education, the Walpole Extended Day program provides on-site before and after-school care for all children enrolled in Walpole Public Elementary Schools.
With families' return to work schedules being different and adjusting to the hybrid life, we're getting more and more requests of, one example, we're in the office for 1 week a month. We don't want to schedule for the whole year, or for the whole month. Can we do that? We've been able to accommodate those as well. We're seeing an increase of those, and so I'm proud of us for being able to handle that and continue going. From the staffing side, I can't praise our extended day staff enough. Staffing challenges are a big thing across the board in our world.
Educational support professionals, otherwise known as ESPs, are in short supply this school year, according to Director of Student Services, Dr. John Qualey. As school administrators work toward filling these positions through permanent means, the district managed to fill all open ESP positions by the start of the semester through contracted employees.
ESPs, the support personnel. So we have many new ESPs. I don't even have a count yet. I'm going to start to tackle that here in the next week or two now that the dust has settled. And I think we're at a point where every job has been filled. So we'll look at sort of, what's turned over totally. But I do want to know, this is the first time in my entire career that we've started the year with ESPs through a contracted agency. And I think it speaks to the difficulty in finding folks to work. I think the pools have been shallow for this job role here in the last 6 months, 8 months. So it is the first time that we've started the year with contracted folks working in ESP roles in the district.
The Friends of Adams Farm celebrated their 25th anniversary on Saturday, September 24th, with a well-attended event featuring live music, guided bike rides, hay rides, and more.
Hi, we're here with Roy Nopel, president of the Friends of Adams Farm Committee. Roy, what can you tell us about the 25th annual celebration here today?
Well, first of all, it's great having you and your team here. So we're happy to have beautiful weather, wonderful attendance, and luminaries including the Select Board, John Rogers, who represents this area, Walpole Cooperative Bank sponsoring the music. Thankfully, we've got ample parking. We have done a lot of planning, and our vendors have really cooperated with providing the service, the food. These vendors are Thank You Barbecue, Castle Island Brewery. We've got an amazing face painter, Jennifer. So we've had both family-friendly, kid-friendly events. It's all come together quite beautifully for the 25th anniversary. Everything Walpole is tightly knit together with Adams Farm, thanks to not only the generosity of the staff, but also just people recognizing that to enjoy nature, it involves teamwork. And on behalf of the Friends of Adams Farm, I can't thank them enough for today and for future teamwork.
How many rides have you been on today?
Lots of rides.
Lots of rides, yes.
Did you have a fun time riding your bike today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that Adams Farm is one of my favorite places to ride. So the fact that we have these awesome trails is awesome. And they've put on a great event. We've had a lot of fun and we've been able to come out and ride and get more people out here riding. So it's just been a lot of fun today.
The Walpole Police Union partnered with a newly established and locally owned athletic store called the Run House for their first annual Community Policing 5K and Kids Fun Run. Here's more from the event. The local Walpole Police Union is partnering with the Run House, a newly established Walpole-based athletic store, in order to raise money for their ongoing community policing programs. Lieutenant, can you tell me about how the Community Policing Fund was created and how today's race ties into that?
Yep, so I worked in collaboration with the executive board over at the Walpole Police Union, and basically what we're looking to do is we're looking to find a way to raise money to help keep some of the community policing initiatives that we have going here going. So like the positive ticket program, we have a positive t-shirt program, we buy foam cars, just things that we give out to kids. It's kind of works as an icebreaker and getting to build relationships with the kids in the community. We just came up with the idea of a road race. We did it a few years back when we were looking to raise money for our RAD program, and it was pretty successful. So we got together with Joe Grant from the Run House in Walpole, and he really pretty much planned this thing from A to Z.
Joe, can you tell me about today's race and how the Run House kind of collaborated with the police department to bring it together?
Absolutely. So Lieutenant White, who is in charge of special events here, reaches out for local events. I also put on other events around the state, triathlons, road races and such. And he always reaches out when he has an idea. And when he presented this idea for this race, I said that I'd do it. Let's go, let's have some fun.
And what can you tell us about the Run House opening up in Walpole?
So yeah, the Run House, I have two partners, another local gentleman, Tim Semino, who's born and bred Walpole, and Dan Darcy. We're opening Wednesday, October 5th. We're carrying various brands of specialty run sneakers. And like I said, also doing the custom apparel. It's going to be a different kind of run shop. It's going to feel like a barber shop. People hanging out and, just a comfortable feel and hoping to really provide a service for the community.
And can you tell me why Walpole is a good town for the run shop?
Well, multiple reasons. The first and most important reason is both Tim and I live here, so it's a mile from our house. It's a fantastic commute. Don't have to leave the town much. But there is also, we did a lot of market research, and the market research really does state this is an ideal spot for a run specialty company. There are some around, but when you look at the demographics here in Walpole and in the surrounding towns, it's underserved.
And now it's time to go around with downtown Rick Brown
to take a look at Walpole High School sports.
Thank you, Mr. O'Farrell, for that lovely introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the ships at sea. My name is Rick Brown, your voice of Walpole High Sports, with a roundup of the first month of the fall 2022 sports activities here at Walpole High School. Walpole's football team started the season with 3 straight wins over Framingham, Natick, and Wellesley before losing their last outing at Milton. The Timberwolves are ranked 6th in Division III in the latest MIAA ratings. The top 16 teams qualify for the MIAA midseason tournament. The Gridmen will play non-league Shrewsbury, Braintree, and Newton North, all Division I schools, and Division II, Needham, before the tournament begins on Friday, November 4th. Thanksgiving Day against Weymouth will be at home at Turco Field starting at 10 in the morning. Junior Jamal Abdal-Kalak leads the team in scoring with 5 touchdowns, one more than senior co-captain Andrew Falzone. Senior Sean O'Brien has 3 TDs, while Max Collins and Logan Keys both have a pair of touchdowns. Charlie Lyons and Noah McKenzie have also found the end zone once, and senior Aiden Feeney has kicked 14 extra points to account for all of Walpole's football points. Despite losing 4 of their top scorers, who combined to tally 96 points from last year's 22-1 team to graduation, the field hockey Porkers are relying on defense this year to amass a 9-1 record to date. Having allowed just 5 goals thus far, senior co-captain Maddie Clark and junior Abby Johnson have been the stalwarts in goal. The Porkers are currently second in the D1 MIAA power rankings to defending state champ Andover. Looking ahead, Walpole will close out the home regular season against arch nemesis Wellesley in the senior night game on Monday, October 24th. Truly a game that the Porkers would like to see a huge student brigade showing at. Junior Karen Birch, with 8 goals and 8 assists, leads the Orange and Blue in scoring, 2 points ahead of 10th grader Izzy Adams. Bridget Welch and Taylor Carter are tied for third in scoring with 8 points apiece, 1 more than co-captain Lindsay Jacobs and freshman Kate Schneider. The girls' soccer team is currently sporting a 2-game winning streak, has a 2-4-2 record, and is ranked 27th in the Division II MIAA power rankings. Walpole graduated 14 seniors from last year's tournament qualifying team. Yukon commit co-captain Brooke Walonis and sophomore Riley Schultz lead the team in scoring with 2 goals each. Seniors Dana Massey and Kate McDonald, juniors Sophia English and Misha Potter, sophomores Addison Wazanski and Maddie Graceffa, and freshman Bella Bingham have also scored for the Timberwolves. Brianna Nicholson, a senior, and junior Isabel Taylor are the goalkeepers. Senior Maddie Grogan is Walpole's other captain. Boys soccer is still looking for their elusive first victory, but does have 5 ties so far. Co-captains Brian Hope, Will Richer, Mike Leacoma, and Miles Campbell are still keeping Walpole's postseason hopes alive. The 2 and 3 boys cross-country team placed 9th in the Ocean State Invitational on September 24th, with Timberwolf Harriers medaling in each division. Sean Kerrin medaled in the varsity meet, Dylan Bent in the JV meet, and Anshu Siravella in the freshman event. This past Saturday, Walpole finished 3rd in the Mass State Track Coaches Association meet with 9 runners medaling. Sean Kerrin and Declan Cunningham in the 5-kilometer race, Peter Manzo, Jack Stenstrom and John Habermail and Anshu Siravella, and first place finisher Jackson Massey in the 3K, and Andrew Niles and Tommy Norris in the 2K event. The girls' cross-country team won its opening meet against Braintree, but has had a tough time since then with 4 straight losses. The girls' volleyball team is sporting a 3-7 mark with shutout victories against Braintree, Weymouth, and Framingham. Ellie Lane, Lauren Walsh, and Ali Guzmini are the 3 senior captains for first-year coach Zach Okolowicz. Before we leave, I'd like to remind you that sign-ups for all winter sports started on Monday, October 3rd. So get out there and get that paperwork in if you want to play any winter sports this year. And finally, if you or anyone that you know, parent, sibling, grandparent, aunt, uncle, cousin, or neighbor, are interested in doing play-by-play or color commentary on any Walpole High sports, we're always looking for new people. We will train you. You don't have to come to be on camera. It's just your voice people will hear. It's a lot of fun, and you'll enjoy it, and the Walpole High student athletes and their families will thank you for it. If you're interested, please call Walpole Media Corporation Executive Director Tamara Green at 508-668-7795 or email her at tgreen@walpolemediatv. We'd like to once again wish all of our student athletes here at Walpole High the best of this season, the fall season, as we head into October and November, and we wish all the teams good luck as they head down the road. Once again, this is Rick Brown, voice of Walpole High Sports, signing off.
That's all for this month's episode. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media to stay updated on local news, sports, and events in Walpole.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.